All right. Okay, we're jumping back in. This is my second battle of the evening with World of Warships. We're probably going to play this for 9 or 10 more battles, just for the hell of it. And this is going to be a relatively short video with 9 or 10 battles of World of Warships. Don't play this as often as I used to because I've semi-retired from the game.
Enemy force sighted on the horizon.
Torpedoes to starboard. Torpedoes to starboard.
Our team has taken the lead. Our team has taken the lead.
Smoke generator started.
Our victory is in sight.
Smoke screen set. Torpedoes to starboard. We're hull below the waterline. We're flooding quickly. Problem solved, sir.
Warship destroyed.
Yeehaw! We're busy teaching some railway. Viva la France! Viva la France! Viva la France! Viva la liberté! La liberté! La libertas! Viva libertas! 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 Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes, I do. Oops. Oops. Yeah, yeah, you're looking at sweets. Well, technically, that looked like that would have been alcohol there. Yeah. Hey, there you go. There you go. You could eat you something sweet. You could have sweet alcohol. And the next thing you know, the next time you see her, she's sitting there drinking a milkshake in front of you. Yeah, it sucks sometimes. You never know. They might have some of those. Yeah, well, you could always have your coffee. Yeah, I know how that goes. What gets me is whenever, and it's been a couple of years since the last time I went, uh, when we would go to the casinos and we would play enough to get our buffet, to get the buffets, and to walk past that damn buffet bar. That's 300 miles long. That has 500 or 600 different kinds of cake, brownies, cookies, you name it on it. Yeah. Yeah. That sounds like a perfect place to eat if you want home cooked meal without having to go through the trouble of cooking. Ooh. Yeah, I know what you're talking about there. There's a restaurant on Poplar Avenue that my former stepbrother's wife, uh, she she used to work there. The name of the restaurant's Owen Brennings, and they have really good bread pudding. She brought some over to our house one night after she got off from work. She met uh, at my former stepdad's house. He's passed away now. Well, anyway, his uh, when we were still living there, this was a couple of years ago. She brought some bread pudding that was going to be thrown out, that was left over from the shit from work that day. Oh my, yeah. And one of the guys that owns Owen Brennings there in Memphis, he's from New Orleans. Makes you know what's going on with the bread pudding there. You know it's the good stuff. They use. She told us what they use. They use because they serve brunch, lunch, and dinner. So they in their bread pudding they use leftover French toast. Uh, and then they use their leftover from the day before, their biscuits and their rolls and stuff that's left over, that they give out complimentary to your table when you sit down and eat that they bring out. They use all that, and it's like, OMG. That was the best bread pudding I ever had. Now, I didn't have that much of it. I just had just a few little bites of it.
Yeah. See, I don't get much of it. I just get like, when it's a little bit, what I call like the jumbo quantity cups or whatever. I used to get like one of those stuff. And it's really good. But yeah, what they have is like, my phone.
That's okay. You don't have to go through that trouble. I could tell it's probably some good eating. That the place that's reminding me of is up in Jackson, Tennessee. Do you remember Do you remember the Casey Jones store in Jackson, Tennessee? Did you hear me? Do you remember do you know what I'm talking about?
So, um, minis, they have different meats and different days of the week. So, for lunch, on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, they have barbecue ribs, chicken and dumplings, fried chicken, fried gizzards, fried livers, and smoked chicken. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, they have chicken and dumplings, fried chicken, fried gizzards, fried livers, pulled pork, red beans and rice, smoked chicken, blue chicken with rice. Then the sides they have every day. Yeah, barbecue beans, black-eyed peas, brown gravy, butter beans, cabbage greens, green corn, macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes, mung beans, rice, green Vegas, and turnip greens. And then you have different salads like tossed salad, broccoli frank salad, coleslaw.
Yeah. Ooh, that does sound like a good place to eat. I was asking if you do you remember that restaurant in Jackson?
Every day desserts. You have sorted cakes, banana pudding, bread pudding,
Do you remember that place in Jackson, Tennessee, the Casey Jones store? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. But do you remember the restaurant that's in the Casey Jones store in Jackson, Tennessee? Did you hear me? Hey, did you hear me? I was talking about the restaurant that's part of the Casey Jones store in Jackson, Tennessee. Yeah, the place you're talking about down there in Mississippi sounds like up there at Jackson, Tennessee. Yeah, they've got really good food there. That's the Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I love, but no, I remember this place. Uh, you might not know of its existence, and I don't remember the name of it, but my sister took me there when I went down to visit back in 2008, 2017. I went down to visit one of my sisters down in Texas for a little bit, and one of my other sisters met me and took me out to eat dinner, and it was at a buffet. And this place has the buffet lines are as long as a football field. Yeah, I don't remember the name of it. But the buffet lines were as long as a football field.
What area was it?
Plano, Dallas.
Not thing. And I had a feeling you were going to say that because I actually lived north of the Redstone. Um, hell, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the name of it either, but this place is they uh, they have a lot of football teams come through,
Yeah.
but it's they had this buffet was like ton a ton upon tons of food, and it was all southern style food and stuff from is like it was paired up as like people from Texas and people from Louisiana owned it. So the seafood side of it, oh man, I never saw crawdads that looked and tasted so good. Yeah, crawfish, man, oh boy.
Um, not yesterday, but a week ago yesterday, Mom and I went over to Canton. Um, it's that yeah, that I hate saying it, but it's kind of a rinky-dink Chinese buffet, but we've had it before. But Canton is a very small town. It's almost like one of those small towns with money and stuff. But um, there's a Chinese buffet down the street from Mom, and it's pretty good and stuff. It is bigger, but one of the things on the Chinese buffet is in Canton last Saturday. They had crawfish. Mom's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Crawfish." She goes, "Oh, okay." So
She did.
crawfish in this buffet.
Well,
Like crawfish and buffet that, and somewhere I don't know where the hell it was, but I ate it somewhere. I went one time and they had crawfish bread, which was really good. Um, not really what I would eat right now. Um, but it's always been one more. I haven't eaten crawfish with movies and in Louisiana and stuff. I haven't eaten crawfish like that.
oh, you've never had them in a boil before?
Uh-uh. Now the place where we have our meetings, they have like a crawfish platter and stuff. And when he comes, I think he 9 times out of 10 he'll get that shit. I don't care about that. Um, but anyway, yeah,
We foodies, we think alike. No, the that restaurant that I was talking about that I ate at, they had them crawfish, and they served them up. They were they were out of their. It was the meat out of the shell, and they served them with uh, you. You go up there and you get it, and you grab a bowl that's right there beside it that's filled with melted butter and hot sauce.
oh wow, I know.
Yeah.
Have you ever been? What's your favorite hot sauce? Like brand wise?
I I like Texas Pete and I like Louisiana.
Okay. No Tabasco then.
Occasionally I like the green Tabasco if I don't have Texas Pete or Louisiana.
Yeah. It's
I don't care for the red Tabasco. I'm talking about the green one. That's a little bit milder.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. No, so I don't remember how many years ago. It was after I got married because all four of us were down there getting barbarella Comic Con they had down there in Louisiana. But anyway, uh, my husband and Austin went to I can't think of the name of the guy.
Yeah.
But I think we tried the ice cream and it's fine. He's like, you're also gonna try some ice cream. My mom made it right. She said I'm 50%. But
Yeah, I'm gonna be saying yeah, and I know the perfect punishment for you if I was a Catholic priest. You know what I'd be doing? You know what I'd be making you do? I'd have you on your hands and knees saying Hail Marys till hell froze over. You get up to stretch, and then I'd be saying, "Oh, you're just stretching. Back on your knees, Christine."
I can remember when I was raised, I played that game. Believe it or not. But I was going through a lot of different stuff, like my freshman year in high school and stuff, and I was in the Catholic high school my freshman year, and I remember um, I got the principal's office a couple of times, and nobody, students or teachers, liked the principal. It was a priest named Father Dan Moore. Nobody liked him. The teacher nicknamed him Dictator Dan, a little Hitler. I just used him in different ways anyway. Um, he would talk to me a couple of times, and I was pleased. Like I got fast with can I go? And she was like, yeah. I was like, thank you. You know my business. But I'm gonna tell you this. Again, God don't like that. But then I tell you about the nun from my first elementary. How I thought she had already passed away. She asked me what I was talking about her.
Oh man, that doesn't sound like a good story to hear. That sounds like you being evil.
I didn't mean anything bad.
Were you possessed back then or something?
Now look, when I was talking about the principal, I wasn't telling you the story.
No, when the nun, when you were talking about the nun, you thought they died.
No, the principal. She was a super principal I had at the first elementary, and she was a nun. But no, like she was not being funny. But when you're young and you like crazy and scared, like that's normal. Like crazy and scared when you're young, right? And this is what I was thinking. And so I can tell you exactly what it was. It was February of 2020 because it was the last barbecue competition we had was this weekend. And one of my friends, he's in the NCB, and he came out and hung out and stuff, and we were talking about nuns and Catholic schools and stuff. Well, I started talking about my friends who got killed in Waterloo. Anyway, I was saying how easy it was to get killed. And she took offense because she basically fussed at me like no other. And I said to her, fuss? Well, I'm honest to God, really thought that after all these years, really thought she was gone because over 35 years married, you know? And so this is on Saturday, right? And it was like the phone was still ringing after all of that happened. And her friends, like the very next day, they were there. She put her face in the rescue team and this great big thing of money for that. She had died before they paid her finally. I said, oh my. I was like, well, you're right. Oh my God. And anyway, my friend texted my dad to start an investigation that I got to meet with a friend of mine and he already he wants to know what happened. I asked him, I said, well, did you know that she was a Catholic?
Yeah, not funny. It's like this person that's posting these memes that she tells these dark humor jokes, and then to the song "It's a Little Bit Funny" on Facebook. Yeah, ooh. I don't like, yeah, I don't like sausage gumbo by itself. I like it to have shrimp and crawdads and stuff like that in it. Yeah, where they were selling them for cheap if you bought an odd. Yeah, yeah, they had those for a little while. Yeah, you told me you made them homemade. Well, that's good. A friend of mine does chicken wings with the like you're talking about with breaded in crushed up Doritos. Okay, and what else he does? is he takes macaroni and cheese and gets it, real firm in the refrigerator and scoops it out with the ice cream scoop, makes balls with it, takes those balls it puts them on parchment paper, puts them in the freezer, lets them get really, really hard, then takes them and dips them in egg and then panko breadcrumbs and cooks those in an air fryer. And he calls them macaroni and cheese bombs. Well, like I was saying, the Doritos, everything's gotten astronomically high. We need to get, we need to get Sleepy Joe out of office. Sleepy Joe needs to go. He needs to go on a permanent siesta. He couldn't even. The other day, they bumped into him while he was at his favorite ice cream shop up there in Delaware, and he couldn't even pronounce the name of the ice cream he was eating. Yeah, we don't need him with the nuclear football where he could just accidentally hit the red button and end the world. I know what you mean. Yeah, you have to be careful with your sister being in the Air Force about what you say about the president. You can get her in trouble. Yeah, I know what you're talking about there. I typically don't discuss religion at all. Being that my ancestry, how it is that I have friends that are Catholic, I don't know, because being my ancestry was excommunicated and none of us could join the Catholic Church. I can't even, apparently, if I married a girl that was Catholic, she would get kicked out of the church. That's how pissed off the Catholic Church is at my ancestry. Yeah, the other. See, Uh, I'm cousins to Mary Queen of Scots and her son James the First of James the First of of England, James the Sixth of Scotland, and he's the person that took the Latin copy, the Catholic copy of the Bible that was written in Latin, and translated it into common English. And Catholics have been mad at him ever since. It doesn't, but like I said, uh, I've actually had uh, when I said my name one time in front of a nun, I actually had a nun walk up and slap me. Yeah, yeah, you told me about that the other day. Yeah, that was, I'm getting old too. Yeah, yeah, I'm 43 and I've got the legs of a 90-year-old. That's how much muscle mass because of the nerve disease I've lost. Yeah, my lower legs are skinny. I'm talking about just above the ankle. I can take my pointer finger and my thumb, and I can wrap my hand around just above my ankle, and my pointer finger and thumb almost touch. If I go to my middle finger, they do touch. That's how bad my lower legs are. And I know that I'm on borrowed time because the doctors told me it's not a question of if, it's a question of when I will be permanently in a wheelchair. Yeah. Well, with my dad, the one regret I have is uh, the day he decided to end himself. I didn't answer the phone call.
Yeah.
So I carry that with me, and it's still it still pesters me.
Like you say, Lord, I understand. I say that, and I try to think about my friends, even if whatever they were doing, like later. Um, like you have to be about like about my kids when they were young. Don't say something to somebody that you've never corrected. Okay, that's what's going on with that. You can stick with me, but it was something that I said more than once to my dad, and it is constantly definitely continues on me when I'm mad or when I'm present. So I completely understand.
Yeah, of course, the last, I'm going to say 15. My dad haven't been close since I was about 25 years old. So
Yeah.
uh, for the last 15 years of the last 15 years of his life, we've been estranged from each other, if you will.
Yeah.
I mean, 12 of the last 15 years he was in prison. So yeah. Yeah, and I even I wrote one letter. I tried to write one letter to him, and guess what it did? It was fucking sent back to me because I wasn't on his approved mailing list.
What?
Yeah,
That's not surprising.
it was. Well, that's how estranged we are. My dad didn't even bother to list me on people that could be contacted. Yeah, he didn't. He omitted the fact that I even existed.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, I went. Yeah, I went to. I wrote him a letter one time while he was in prison, and I mailed it. And 6 weeks later, it comes back on the back side of it, covered underneath the thing, the pull tab thing that they use to cover up the official stamps. It says. Uh, it said, "Return to sender." Uh, Not on approved list of people that he can receive mail from. Please do not try to write again or whatever.
I can't even imagine.
But that's the way my dad wanted it. So you see what I'm saying? And I mean, really, all me and my dad had between us at the end, all we had was uh, arguments and fights that hadn't ended yet.
You gotta hate it for it. I agree with that.
Yeah, you know, fathers and sons rarely agree on anything.
Yeah, honestly. And the guy worked in Texas, and he and I were like so close. We were pretty damn close. We were brother and sister. Anyway, I don't know how long ago he was working back there because I was at work, but he came in one day and he was just bitching about his dad, bitching about his dad. And I get that most of it is not active, you know, like But we've been friends now. It'll be 19 years this year in June. We've been friends. And now we go back several years. You know, those are very comfortable. I'm not saying whatever. You know, but now that we have understanding, you know, but I can't, you know, and I never thought about it until you said something just now about, you know, how sometimes guys and their dads don't, you know, like, see, I'm real, but it's, you know, I know he and his dad sure know.
Yeah. It's a process. The way the way your father raises a man and the way he raises a daughter is two different things. Way a man is raised is they are they're raised to become their own. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, men are raised to become their own thing and to have their own beliefs and stuff. And once you develop your own beliefs, you're to stick by them, and that goes with anyone that's held to high water.
yeah,
So I guess my dad did achieve some success with me in that regard,
yeah,
but it's still it's still troublesome.
yeah,
And the way a dad raises a girl is he raises her to see the way that a man is supposed to treat her when it's time for her to get married.
yeah.
And if he didn't do a good job, then that girl ends up one divorce after another with 5 or 6 baby daddies out there paying child support to her and can't work and yeah. 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 I don't think you've ever said anything about Ajax.